What's up, good people? What's up, good people? We are in the building. You know what it is. You already see the title, you see the thumbnail, you see everything you need to see. We're going to be joined by LAR Movement. Going to be getting it in, going to be chopping it up. Got a number of topics. The one titled in the thumbnail is Shaquille O'Neal is going on a worldwide simp pander tour. I don't know what's going on with the with the big diesel, but we're going to be covering it, going to be talking about that and a number of other things. So let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you coming on in. Like I always say, whether you're catching it live or you're catching it after it's uploaded, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that like button before we even get things started here. But we are joined by the one and only, the living legend, LAR Movement in the building. What's going on? What is up? What's happening? And you muted. So whatever awesome thing you just said, ain't nobody hear it. I got you.
I'm trifling this morning. I'm no good. Good morning, everybody. It's nice to talk to y'all. Just call me Dog Catcher this morning because I'm out here playing games with a puppy. So sorry for the lateness.
Oh no, my audience used to lateness. That has never been an issue. Well, I mean it probably is, but the lateness will. We on CPT standard time around here. It's it ain't going nowhere. I've been working on it. He ain't through with me yet. I still can't start nothing on time. It's a lot of early remnants of what's the right word, niggerdom that I have shaken off, that no longer plague me, but that starting on time thing. No, I can't crack that code on how to start something on time.
It's
I just
okay.
haven't been
I'm
able to do
almost
that.
on time. I'm almost on time. That's how
Right on. See, General Ismo saying CPT is normal around these parts. Absolutely. But no, we about to get into it. We got a number of things on the docket that we're gonna be that we're going to be getting into. The first thing is one, Shaquille O'Neal, one of my favorite basketball players. I was I was more of a Kobe fan, but so as a byproduct, I just became a Shaq fan. You got to give Shaq his props. He carried the. Why you holding your heart? Because Kobe?
Shaq carried the team. Kobe was just a
No, no, no,
non-MVP.
no.
Shaq.
Kobe. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, all right. I know. I understand. I understand. Shaq was so dominant in the finals that he has to be given all his props. He won all three of them finals MVPs. Now, I do know this when you look at, especially in 2001, the Western Conference Finals, Kobe was doing the thing, and Shaq even said it. Shaq even said we rode Kobe through the finals, but Shaq is petty. he knew though. He said we rode Kobe through the Western Conference playoffs, but Shaq is petty. He knew when they went up against the Eastern Conference, he knew he had to dominate in the NBA Finals so he can hoist up that Finals MVP. So he holding that over Kobe that I won all three of them Finals MVPs when we were a duo.
In the words of a great philosopher, can you dig it?
But no, Kobe wasn't just your typical Scottie Pippen type sidekick because he took over in the clutch, so you can't.
Whoa.
Well, am I saying something here?
I remember Scottie almost taking the Bulls to the finals with no Mike.
I know what I'm saying is it was Jordan was up here, Pippen was like right here. With Shaq and Kobe, it was like just closer parity. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, all right.
Look,
all right.
man, my inner hater is not gonna let this slide.
Okay, all right. That's fine. I came through hating today.
Shaq was more dominant and a better rapper. Yeah, I said it.
But Kobe's my all-time favorite player. But I do give Shaq all his glory and honor for he was a dominant force. I said this, and there's something else. Okay, somebody gonna fight me on this one. Before we get into the subject, since we're talking about Shaq, I said this on the last show. The show that got taken down when I was talking about Shaq's other pandering statement. I said this. I was like, I can't say he the greatest center of all time, but I say he the best. Sort of like how there's a lot of boxers that have better careers than Mike Tyson, but give me one fighter in his prime to fight any fighter, I'm picking Mike Tyson. Give me one center in his prime to go up against anybody, I'm taking Shaq. That's where I'm at with Shaq. A lot of people want to fight me on that. They want to pull up Hakeem Olajuwon dominated him in the 95. Was that not? Yeah, 95 NBA Finals. But I'm like, no, that was younger. That wasn't 2001 Lakers Shaq. That was, Shaq was on his, Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard type stuff back then. He didn't turn into that beast until, about 2001 for the Lakers. And that Shaq 2000 to about 2003, I take that Shaq over any other center ever. All right, I gave him his props. Now we about to shit on him. But, but yeah. But no. Shaq, I just wanted to say, no hate on the Diesel. Shaq is the man. Shaq is the absolute man. I give Shaq all his props. But he tripping. He been tripping lately. For those of you who ain't familiar with the article, and we gonna tease this out because there's something to what he's saying. But then there's a number of different schools of thought on it. And I want to get, I hate when I got stuff popped up on my screen that I don't know how to get rid of.
Yeah, trans love on the screen? Like, I don't.
Hold on. Oh, wait, no, that's another story. Okay, wrong story.
Yeah, no, I know.
Wrong story. Hold on. Oh, no, that's a story.
Shaq had trans love.
No.
About the inmate.
Yeah, Shaq. Shaq didn't do that. Shaq, wait, no, that story right there for your information, because I was probably just gonna throw that at you. It's a guy who went to prison as he got locked up as a full-blown man, no signs of transitioning. Then he told them that I's a woman now, and then lo and behold, he got them to concede that okay, you're a woman. and then he got sent to a female. He's a trans man who hadn't had the surgery, and he went to the female prison, and he got 2 inmates pregnant already.
Right. He's a man that turned into a woman and came in prison.
Came in prison.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Came.
Overcame, undercame, intercame. He came in prison.
We talking about the same type of came in prison?
Yep. He's the pappy. Just no doubt about it.
Man, give me a second, because I gotta pull up the Shaq article. We probably don't need to read it or go through it. We probably can set it up properly. We probably can set it up properly without even reading it. Long story short, now I do want to read it. I want to make sure we get the proper money shots. But long story short, he was saying he does more for his daughters than what he do for his sons. He said, "Sons, I'm kicking y'all out the house at 18. Daughters, y'all can stay as long as y'all want. Y'all can stay as long as y'all need. It's all good. No problem there. You can go to school, get your master's, get your PhD. I'll pay for it. Lay up here in my house, eat all my cereal and juice boxes. I'll pay for your PhD. I'll do anything for you. But my boys, y'all got to get the hell out of here." That was his initial. That's what he said. Those are the cliff notes of what he said. And what's your general thoughts, your takeaway on that? I understand. I didn't see it, but I do understand that you did talk about this last night. So what's your general thoughts on that? Why I do formally pull up the article. Go ahead.
In some ways, I'm in agreement, and in some ways, it's sabotage. Shaq recently, maybe it was a few months back, he talked about how he tells his kids that he's rich, they're not. And then he had the other one where he said, you got to get like 2 or 3 degrees to touch any of my cheese. So if you got to go to school and get degrees and multiple things to get access to his money when he passes. So the kicking the sons out at 18, I know he's not kicking his kids out, not giving them money. I know that. He kicking kids out with a doggone Corvette. So the boy's gonna be taken care of, but I get you don't want them to turn into Brian McKnight kids.
What happened to Brian McKnight kids?
They was dissing Brian McKnight a year ago, 2 years ago for cutting him off, and they was like 31 and 32 because he wasn't gonna pay their rent no more. The daughters, you're just basically making sure they're gonna stay single for life, because in essence they're not gonna have a husband because their husband is daddy, which is Shaq, and how you gonna top that? I mean, you gotta be a player's son or actor's son or a billionaire's son to go, okay, look, my daddy money could take care of your daddy money just fine, so you can leave now.
That's my daddy's money could take care of your daddy's money.
So that's where we're at. Like, how you gonna do this? So I don't expect them ladies to leave the house. Now, the sabotage comes with this.
Okay.
I do understand that boys need to grow to be men, and if you want men to be kings, they got to go out into the world and build their own kingdom and castle.
Got it.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't get is when you're letting these girls stay home and taking care of them and paying for their education. I don't get why you let them walk into the world talking the strong and independent stuff. Not saying that his daughters are doing that, but I'm saying this is the norm that goes on with our community, because there are a lot of, how can I put this? Sergeant Willie Pete touched on it. I had to touch on it yesterday. There are a lot of men who are guilty womanizers who are just letting their daughters live off of them because I did your mama wrong, so I owe you like $7,000 a day. So we got an issue with that. So now these girls are like, yeah, I don't need no man because my daddy had 5 side chicks, so he gonna take care of me because my mama got dead bad. Like, That's a problem. So now these women are overvaluing themselves for that.
The guilty womanizer. That is a concept. I think shout out to Zero. I think he coined the phrase I think he called it daughter niggas. The guys who they basically go they turn into they turn into simps and pander bears in these discussions when because they got daughters, and so they looking at everything through the eyes of their daughters, and some of them like you said they were womanizers. They feel like they did all this stuff wrong to women, so they got to do everything right by their daughters, and everybody else talking about women, and y'all talking about other people's daughters, which means y'all talking about my daughters, which means y'all better shut up with all that saying what y'all saying about women when y'all saying stuff. They hop on panels and be talking like that. But see, here's the thing. Here's the catch though with that you mentioned the strong independent thing, the aspect of it. But yeah, okay, if the sons are being pushed out into the world and they gotta build their own kingdom, and the daughters are sort of being coddled from his perspective. He got them, they laying up in the house, they they eating up all the food, they living off all the money, and while he's gradually, slowly but surely, as long as they need, no matter if it take them 15 years, he paying for their PhD. That's basically what he's saying. And they gonna pay for your doctorate. He gonna pay for all of that. So basically, when you mention that strong independent thing, yeah, he in their own slow motion type of way is empowering them to become that. Basically, it's just they're not rolling up their sleeves, achieving it the hard way. And he's giving them the easy road to it, because let's just face it, they're gonna, if they finally get their PhD or whatever at 32 years old, they're going to be walking out of Shaq's house at 32 with no telling how much of Shaq money and a PhD to go, be some, I don't know, some psychiatrist or something to get people on your couch and just listen to them talk. And then she going to, make her own money doing that, but she didn't need to make her own money. But so yeah, they're basically going to be on some independent type stuff. Now, here's my pushback. And you alluded to this when you said he ain't about to just leave them out there completely, his sons out there just completely wrong. He ain't gonna get them no money. He ain't gonna make them do nothing. But see, here's the deal. We got this mentality of, I had to get it out the mud. It was hard for me, so it got to be hard. My sons, it got to be hard for them. Yeah, you got to put obstacles in front of your kids. Okay, that happens with, like, let's say sports. My son, I'm going to tell two stories with two different sons here. My sons, they got one of them, he was good at basketball. When it came to rec league, you sign up or whatever, I was coaching. He normally like the one or two best player on the team, but then when he started playing AAU, it turned into the one or two best players on every team was now all on the same team playing against all the one or two best players everywhere else on another team. So that once that parity kicked in to where he was just another dude on the team, he was out there timid. He was out there, because he wasn't better than everybody. Everybody was just as good, if not better than him. He was just middle of the pack. He was just another dude out there. And so he was out there timid and uncomfortable and looking all, it was a moment during the middle of the game where he just, he kind of, I don't want to say he had tears in his eyes, but not because it's embarrassing, but he kind of had tears in his eyes like he wasn't feeling it. So I had to pull him to the side and say some things to him that would get me canceled if I was a celebrity. But but I had to rough him up. Like, you got to man up. This is life. You got to compete. Okay, you in better competition. Yeah, he better than you. You can't guard him. Okay, he faster than you. When he got handles, you can't guard him. You can foul the shit out of him. Get out there and compete. Like I had to rough him up, and like and so yeah, and he went out there. He never become he didn't go and get out there and just drop 20, but he did get out there and at least compete and fight and so yeah. So those obstacles are going to happen, but when it comes to life, I am going to make it easier for them. I like my little house I live in is paid for. It's paid off, paid cash for. There's a little bitty house. It was foreclosed. It's a little house on the prairie. That's what I call it. Paid cash for it. Okay, that's my house. My oldest son, who's he's in trade school right now. I'm going to hand that house basically hand it over to him. When I'm gonna give me another house, I'm gonna let him live in that house that's already paid for. And while he going to trade school and work his little job, he probably gonna get hired in the trades pretty soon. And then still while going to school, but he gonna have it easy laid out for him to where he ain't got to be working, kind of figuring out how to make it. He ain't gonna have hardly no bills. He's got to pay the utilities and his internet and whatever other little stuff. It's gonna be easy for him. I am trying to make it easy for my son. So here we are with Shaq, where yeah, set obstacles in their life, push them to do things. But you own like 115 Five Guys right now. That's my thing. Like your sons, okay, you just get them set up and show them how to do it and how to duplicate the results and manage their team and have their little restaurants or whatever. And then from there, now they can start growing their own little branches of, whatever the hell. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. Like, so, but he's on some, I gotta make life hard for them. No, you can do that with sports and all kind of other stuff. But when it comes to making sure that they get their wealth game together and they like, no, dude, give them that same advantage that you're gonna give your daughters. That's all I'm saying. All right. I had to say a lot. I had a lot to get on my chest right there. Go ahead, you got it.
You know what? We're gonna play good cop, bad cop. I disagree. Because if you don't give them a hard life, they gonna just like he tricked off a lot of money. They gonna trick off a lot of the money after he dead anyways. And now you gonna, it's gonna be 14 superheads in 2060 writing books about, man, let me tell you how I got Shaq's son's money. He didn't tell these boys how to take care of the bag. So I got 47 Hermes is out this dummy. Just for a little, not even super head, like sidekick head. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even super, it was sidekick head that they got. So they got to know something. Because unfortunately, and this goes for the boys and the girls, a lot of too many children of rich people and wealthy individuals have no idea what work ethic is because their norm is rich.
Mm-hmm.
See, Shaq could talk about roaches and rats and poverty. He actually lived that before he was rich. Them kids can talk about, oh yeah, when I was a kid, we had this 50,000 square foot house with a lake in the back and Superman on the dock. Look, I don't know no struggle. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never paid a bill in my life. So the boys got to know. Now, I don't know what he's going to do with the girls, because the boys are going to wind up paying for everything. I think that's the ultimate thing.
Let me ask you this then, okay? Let's just take some white athlete who made 400 million playing sports, and now he's making hundreds of millions more in business. His sons are gradually turning 18. What do you think? What do you think the game plan is? Now he probably going to send them off to college somewhere. Okay, they're gonna go off to some great school that he probably paid a lot of money to get them into. They probably gonna. I'm just saying, even if they ain't all that smart, they just gonna mosey their way along to some little piece of a degree. Okay, they're gonna get them some little piece of a degree. Then at the end of the day, they're gonna come back on home and run one of daddy's businesses, and then gradually, like when you're successful like that, what I'm trying to say, it comes down to you're teaching them how to run and manage businesses. I don't think it's about kicking them in the ass and making sure that their life is hard so they know the struggle. They not gonna know the struggle. It's about education and I'm education. I'm not talking about school education. It's about you constantly educating them on how to not mess up the money, how to manage the money, how to manage these business. You turn into a damn business professor to your kids. But this whole I got it out the mud and he got it. I don't know if that's the way to go. I don't know if that's the way to go. But car designer Chris in the building, he says, pull pics of Shaq's daughters if they look. See, I gotta quit putting super chats up there and not reading them. He said, pull pics of Shaq's daughters if they look like him, he might be on to something.
Listen, they're gonna back you down and post you up.
Hey, they got to be tall. I'm pretty sure that they
Oh, they
tall.
tall.
Okay, Xavier and his son like 6'9", 6'10", I think. I know his son tall and look like he plays some. I mean, he do play some ball. I don't know to what degree. I don't know if he's going to make it big or do anything with his basketball talent. But you know, he hoops. He hoops. But Xavier in the building says it's often said that women raise their daughters and love their sons. Shaq's just reversing it on his boys. That's the way he was raised. Thumbs up. Okay, and I get it. I get it. That's why I said I get being hard on him. I do. I get being hard on him, but I don't.
Now,
It's go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't think we realize how many Tom Hanks' sons are out there in white America.
Tom Hanks' son. What is he? He's smoking crack or what's going on?
Chet, the one that wanted to be a dance hall rapper that keep getting caught up in these assault charges and drugs and wanted to be a gangster. Or let's just use like David Letterman's son, the one who decided he did not want.
Or the president's son.
Which yeah, see. I just want to go travel the world and fish and shoot at elephants and do nothing with my life because you know who my daddy is? Like the term "do you know who my daddy is" came from white America. You know, so there's a lot of failures out here. So this is the problem. Now with rich guys, the kids are gonna inherit the money anyways, normally. But you want them to have common sense when you die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the ultimate goal. The problem is like with the daughters might not have common sense. Now, true story. So this was about 20 years ago. One of my family members was cool with one of James Brown's children. So James Brown bought his daughter a house, like 6,000 square feet house. You know, gave her, put a little change in her pocket. He was taking care of her. She was grown. She was mid-20s, early 30s, something like that. Now she's living at the time, she's living in the same neighborhood with NBA players and NFL players and Major League Baseball players, and she's married. And her husband is like, why y'all got me around a bunch of rich Negroes? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, they put him in such a bad situation. Like, he was ready to blow up at every time somebody went out to eat. We got it. And he the only person that ain't got it because he ain't rich and his daddy ain't James Brown. So he just happens to be the dude that's like, my wife daddy got it. Hell, y'all know that already. Like, what y'all want me to do? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? So, I mean, they're in a worse situation. But as far as the guys, and if we just gonna be keeping a buck, I don't care if you're talking business or entertainment. It is very rare to have a exceptional parent and wind up being an exceptional child. That's the part of legacy building. If you build a legacy and you create generational wealth, you know about one. If you got 5 kids, you know maybe one of your grandkids might wind up actually becoming something. Everybody else is probably not gonna make it. They're probably gonna be living off of you.
Yeah.
That's
why a lot of that generational wealth that black folks be talking about that white people got, a lot of it be falling by the wayside after a couple generations. I mean, it barely even make it through that first handed down. The person who had the intelligence, the wit, and the hard work to build it normally, the kids don't necessarily have that. And then just over time, especially by the time that person's kids touch it, it's practically gone. I mean, there's data to show that. Oh, go ahead.
they do something that we don't take into consideration. There are a lot of wealthy people, and I say wealthy as a word. And Shaq used that reference. He said, when I'm wealthy. He said he told the guy,
Yeah.
the older white guy, told Shaq, you're rich, I'm wealthy. He asked him what's the difference was, and he was like, my kids gonna have the same amount of money, and that mindset is basically people who know their mortality and know they're about to die and who know their kids and who know their grandkids, and they can honestly say, yeah, y'all stupid. So y'all can't get it all when I die. They can't get it all when I die. I'm gonna measure this out for about 3 or 4 more generations because I already know. I know my children and I know they dumb and they gonna blow it. And I know they gonna raise their kids to blow it. So what I'm gonna do is, 50, 60 years from now, we're gonna have a kid with common sense and he gonna get it and we can keep this thing going. Just kind of
Yeah.
like the Paris Hilton family, the Hilton family. They know you realize they're not gonna give nothing to them. Those kids gonna be rich, but they didn't already, cemented. Y'all ain't getting the whole bag.
Mm.
It's not gonna happen.
Son is how around the building says there's a difference between preparing your children for success and leaving them to struggle. We think it's all right to let them struggle because we struggled. We don't think they're worth success. I see where you're going, and I think you're going similar to where I'm going with it, where I'm like, you basically have to turn into a goddamn business professor and show them how to manage it. That's what it comes down to. Whether or not they're gonna do right by it when you're gone, that's a whole nother thing. You are definitely right, LAR, that they do got to put the checks and balances in place to make sure that it ain't gonna be touched. it ain't gonna be touched for a while. Like or I should say portions of it is not gonna be touched. Portions of it gonna sit there and collect interest. Like we gonna this stuff gonna be just sitting back somewhere accruing interest. And if you once you get like rich, like where Shaq is getting into that point of wealth, he getting to a place where he gonna be able to his family they gonna be able to just live off the interest. You know what I mean? They are getting to that point. They are getting to that point. But thank you for that super chat. Sun is hot raw. Thank you for the super chat. Sun is hot raw. All right, I got the article real quick. I pull that up real quick, and we'll breeze right on through that bad boy. Let's see what we got right here. This is not the trans article that I had up. That's not related to Shaq. But anyway, Shaquille O'Neal in the building. Like, yeah, Shaq was a man. Shaq was a man. But we talking junk. I went in on him bad about that one stuff he said on the last show that I talked about Shaq. He said something like a true king lets his woman lets his queen lead or lets his woman lead or something like that. Like that was bad. That was ridiculous. He was saying a whole bunch of other stuff. He basically said when women nowadays are buying mansions and not even living in it, they going to buy another mansion. And they doing big things, and you gotta respect that. You gotta respect the queen and her queendom. You gotta respect that. Then when he talked about the men, when he talked about the king building up his kingdom, oh yeah, the king builds up his kingdom. Yeah, he need to give it to the queen, let the queen run it. So her shit is her shit. Don't say nothing about it. Don't mention it. You ain't got no dominion over that. But when you build your stuff, find a woman and give her dominion over it. It was like the pander was so strong. The pander was so strong with that one. Did you go ahead? What you got on that one before we get into this article? And we got two things on the table here. The British lady is apparently a part of your fan club. The Naked Truth by Annette's Worldview says she wants to marry LAR. So yeah. Do with that what you must.
Yeah. My woman ain't gonna like that comment, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
Hey, I just
I still love you though.
throwing. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it on out there. But all
You're gonna
right.
have me womanizing and pandering to women because it went left. You see what you're trying to do? Now I'm gonna wind up like Shaq.
But anyway, what's your thoughts on Shaq's previous simpish comments before we even get into this article?
I think all y'all forgot that Shaq was in Superhead's book. I think y'all forgot that.
I did.
I think y'all forgot that he bought her an apartment, and she was his little slide through when he came to town, and that's in the book. So of course he finna pander for the rest until his mama died.
Let's tease that out. When somebody like Shaq buy a chick an apartment for when he come to town, and let's keep in mind he live on the road, and let's just say hypothetically this was when, I don't know, let's just say when he was playing for Orlando. I'm gonna put him on the Eastern Conference. Okay. Superhead, let's just say she lived in Atlanta. Okay. That means they played the Hawks twice that year. So you're telling me he paid for an apartment year round for the 2 times out the year that he played the Atlanta Hawks? He can go get some Superhead.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened. They paying for.
He was hitting these chicks from city to city like he was hitting his free throws half the time. You know?
I'm sitting there like, how many cribs did he pay for? I mean, how many condos was Shaq paying for?
Who knows?
And here's the thing, and this is my thing. And Chris Rock made this point. Chris Rock said, I'm not that celebrity that where they just look at me and say, "Oh, I want to fuck him." He said these women look at him like that. They're like, "Ooh, I want him to pay for my student loan debt." Like that's how he said. That's literally how women look at him. Like they just like they trying to think what they could get for him. So he's like, "Hey, he said he can put so many women through college and the whole work, So he basically copped to that. Yeah, that's the deal. I'm not that dude. But Shaq, being Shaq, Shaq from 92 to 2004, I think he was that dude who they would just be happy to say that they climbed that mountain. I think so. He didn't have to be. He didn't have to have a condo in every city that has an NBA team. That when he on a road game, I ain't got to stay at the team hotel. I already got a condo out here. I got Superhead set up over here. I got this other vixen set up over here. I got this. No matter what city he go in, he got it's a video vixen in every city that he crashing with at a condo that he paid for. That's how I view that whole situation. So yeah, I think you're on to something. That he got the
barrel. They got him over there because you got to remember his ex-wife was doing was one of the creators and executive producers for Basketball Wives, and she really didn't throw him under the bus the whole time. She let everybody else throw all of the other men under the bus, but she didn't throw him under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So he gonna be pandering for a long time, So
your argument is that he can't never say nothing real. Because the second that he start, they gonna start coming out the woodwork on spilling all the beans.
Yep. Look, you remember? I know you're a fan of Kobe. But you remember Kobe snitched on him.
Oh yeah.
So
that was a black eye on Kobe's record. Kobe got a couple black eyes on his record. That snitching on Shaq. He quit on his team in the first round of Game 7 that year against Phoenix. Broke my heart. He was being petty though. He was being petty. They kept telling him he's shooting too much, and then he said, "You know what? We gonna see what happens when I don't shoot." They said stop shooting as much. He said, "No, I'm gonna not shoot at all on y'all, and we gonna see what." He took 2 shots in the whole second half in Game 7. And it was like, because he had to take it. They left him so open, he had to take it. And he missed the shots too. The only time he scored is is it's like it was like a technical, and Kobe shoots the technical. It'd have been too obvious if he's like, no, go ahead, Derek Fisher, you got it, shoot the technical.
No, I mean, true story. Like if you look it up about Kobe, what is it, Coach K on the USA basketball team? He was like, Kobe, why are you missing wide open threes? He's like, I don't shoot wide open threes. I'm never wide open. I know what it's like to shoot wide open shots.
Oh yeah.
So he wasn't a good shooter wide open because he was always doubled and or somebody coming.
Man, Kobe would be wide the hell open, but would sit there, wait for the man to run up on him, hit him with a jab step, then pull up. Like Kobe used to do that all the time.
He needed it.
Hold on. What do you mean Karl Malone bitching him? Him and Karl Malone had a little beef because I think Kobe's wife was kind of flirting with Karl Malone. I remember that. Kobe's wife was she's the untouchable widow. Don't say nothing bad about her now. But back when Kobe was alive, we could talk about we could talk about the stuff she was doing back when Kobe was alive. And yeah, Karl Malone was at the game with a cowboy hat, and she had said something like, "What you hunting, cowboy?" And then he was like, I think he was like, "Huh?" Like he tried to ignore it, and she said it again, "What you hunting, cowboy?" And he said, "Little Mexican girls." He never played for LA again after that. he was trying to come back for he was hey. he was trying to come back for one more season to try to chase Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record. Kobe shut that down. Like, nah, you can go find somebody else to go stat pad for. You ain't doing it over here. they went on and just forced the retirement out of Karl Malone. But all right, getting into this Shaq article. Have you done anything on the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial that's going on? Anything? Have you covered that? I know you got some thoughts. Yeah, but hold on, just hold your thoughts on that. I can tell you got something to say on that, so we'll circle back to that. But real quick, Shaquille O'Neal revealing why he'll let his daughters live at home for far longer than his sons. Okay, hold on, let me get it. I get it right so I can scroll down. Okay. On Tuesday's episode of the Pivot Podcast, the former NBA star, 50, I didn't even realize Shaq was 50, time flies, shares that his 3 daughters can stay as long as they want, while his 3 sons got to go when they turn 18. And you said you get the sentiment as to why were we going with that. O'Neal and his ex-wife, Shani O'Neal, share 4 kids together. The kids' names don't matter. I'm going to skip that. While Shani has a son from a previous relationship, and Shaquille O'Neal has a daughter with his former girlfriend, Arnett. Yeah, okay. He says, "I like my girls a little bit better." See, here go the simp to pander thing. I like what? Okay, I don't know if you got sons or daughters. Most men want sons. I like my daughters a little bit better. Ain't that just a weird thing for a man to say? Like, what's it? Make that make sense to me? What? I like my daughters a little bit better.
I always wanted a son.
Yeah, I didn't want no daughter. I don't have no daughters, and I'm glad I ain't want none.
And my friends used to ask me, "Why you don't want a little girl?" And I just said, "Listen, accessories, man. Girls are expensive. They need an extra something with everything. It's just like." They need the extra barrettes, extra hair, extra nails, extra lashes, extra clothes with the clothes. It's just like, come on, man. Like
they clothes and eat clothes.
Yeah, like your son is kind of like fast. So having a son is like fast food. What you want? Just give me a burger and some fries. Your daughter is like, can I have an appetizer to wet my palate that I'm not gonna really eat with a meal, with a dessert that I'm really not gonna eat fully, with a drink, with a specialty drink, and just and some special napkins to make me feel special. Like girls and women, y'all extra. Y'all extra. Yeah. You see, I think women need to date women so women can see how women are on dates and realize this is what we got to sign up for life for. Just a bunch of extraness.
That's actually happened. A woman who has dated both sides have came back and realized the struggle that men have. A woman has reported on that.
I know, but I'm talking about no. I mean, straight women. See, straight women keep the one thing I do not like about heterosexual women is y'all go to brunch and split the check. Y'all need to actually see what it's like to pay for it. Y'all like going out with y'all girlfriends on girls trips. Y'all need to see what it's like to be a guy just for a weekend, you know. And I promise you have a different perspective.
Yeah.
That's the giving it back to Shaq. That's what I'm talking about as far as like the son's got to go at 18. The daughters can stay as long as they want. He's not telling the whole truth, folks, because he can afford to have a side bachelor pad where he could be smashing somebody else, mama and daughter, while his daughter's in the house. You know, can we get into the shenanigans? I've been chilling, I've been warming up, but I ain't really gotten into shenanigans yet.
Go ahead.
Well, thank you for letting me uncuff me for this. I'm about to be LAR Unchained. So, you mean to tell me you spent the bulk of your life screwing people's daughters in every position conceivable for a 7-footer with no problem? And now that you got daughters, just like most guys who womanizers, truth be told, your daughter can stay in the house as long as you want because you don't want her to be bent over and pretzelized like you've done many loop dancers and loop dancer sisters and people's mamas and people's daughters. And you and all the club stories you got with R. Kelly that your mind is telling you no, but your body is telling you yes. So what you don't want is your daughter to be long stroked by some, hood porn star. And now you got to pay for this guy. Is it out of love? No, it's not out of love. Is it, I need to protect? Yeah, most of these guys, I need to protect my daughter from meeting me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make her socially awkward by having her sit in the house eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at 35 or 3 degrees, telling all these guys they ain't good enough. Why? Because I had a fivesome with some chicks, and I know I probably got a baby out there that's cross-eyed and 7'9", but you can't prove it because I ain't seen it yet. But my son, he got to go because I know you're going to remind me of the type of stuff that I was doing when your testosterone kick in. And I don't know if you hating or you wish you had your youth back.
That's interesting. You don't know if he hating or he wish he had his youth back, because I know it's a lot of people have done some content on this, how it's a lot of times that mothers will start beefing with their daughters and or even kicking their daughters out when the daughter start maturing, and I'm being generous here, when the daughter start getting titties and hips and curves and all this. you ain't about to be prancing around with all that in front of my new man this week, or my new man that I'm gonna have next week. You ain't about to be prancing all that around. All my parade of men I got walking through here, messing up my action. So that's a thing. So you think, Shaq, you think Shaq, what did you say? Like he's seeing a lot of himself. He's seeing a lot of himself. His son getting older, the testosterone kicking in, and like, now you got to get up out of here. You got to get up out of here. I ain't trying to, I see where you're going.
Think about it. Maybe I don't want to see you, my son, doing these women like I was doing your mama, so you could put it together. That's how I was doing your mama. So we might wind up having a beef. Because now it's like, oh, this is what you was doing, Daddy. Oh, the one over here and the one over there. That's why you used to have them phone calls in 2001, huh? Oh, I get it now. Oh, I get you was using your per diem and giving and having these free dates on the team. And these chicks thought you was balling. You was sliding through and you was just screwing them for free because you were Shaq and you was using per diem. So you was getting a lot of this. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to
He
have that conversation. A daughter, you can look at it and cry. A son, when he get, you know, he still want to beat you up for when you were smacking him around as a child and a teenager. So when he get grown enough that y'all can actually get into it, and now you old, there will be no sympathy. You know,
why do you think, kid, this is sort of off subject, but should kids really care or give a damn? Like when you realize, okay, daddy was cheating on mama. Mama was probably cheating too, but she didn't get caught. But daddy was cheating on mama. I just watched a movie where it was like the daughter. It was I forgot what it's called, Molly's Game or something. The daughter had a lot of contempt and smoke for her dad because dad was he was cheating on mama. She grown. She's 30 something years old. She still got you were cheating on mom. It's like, what? It's a part of me that getting got to the point where I could understand you 8 years old and you walk in on it. Okay. You're a teenager. Okay. But why people be grown still holding that against I don't get that.
that is
It's like that. Go
that is
ahead.
by proxy. That is by proxy. They don't care that you cheating on mom. They know their mama was a trifling heifer.
Oh,
They're
come on, cut
mad
it out.
because you were cheating on me. You remember when I not because you can't put it two and two together if you're a child. Did you miss my recital of my game because you was with her? Really?
Oh.
You said you was busy. Now I got to double. Was you really working overtime? Was you really in the hotel room? Like I can't trust you now. Yeah, yeah, yes,
Mm.
yes. Your mama was smashing Carl Malone, but she still picked me up from the recital. You didn't. I went on a trip, a business trip out in Thailand. Thailand, huh? You get older, you're like, Thailand, business trip in Thailand, huh?
Yeah.
hmm Now I got a half, Asian brother or sister somewhere because you went on a business trip. What does that have to do with business, Daddy?
Mm.
Remember when I broke my arm and I called you and you didn't pick up the phone? Oh, you was hitting the secretary from the back. Yeah, in a nice motel by the hour. I don't I
Mm.
don't trust you. So they don't care about their mama getting cheated on. They know that dude that came by that was their mama friend. They learned that was their mama side dude, boyfriend, slash when mama got divorced, he happened to be Uncle Ronnie, who you happen to walk in the room and say, Mama, while you thought she was watching TV and she was on her knees praying to the phallic gods. Um, I'm not gonna
All right,
try
we
to be
getting back into
nice.
we getting right back into the article and right back into the article. All right, so yeah, where was I at? I like my girls a little bit better, Shaquille O'Neal admits, because as a man, you have to protect, provide, and love your women. Oh, he ain't saying nothing horribly wrong with it because as a man, you have to protect, provide, and love your women. So I'm under it. There's a time and place for it. The love and coddling of your girls in the hard raising of boys. Like so that general principle, I'm not going to knock it, but as it goes on, he says, I trust them more. Okay, now this is where it's getting weird. I trust them more because they're more sensitive, they're more caring, and they're thinkers. Oh boy. He adds he adds of his daughters, you know how boys are. My boys, you bring something in front of them and they're gone. See the coded talk that I'm hearing right there is that all his businesses that he got, it's going to be his daughters running those businesses and not his boys. That's what I'm hearing. Are you reading between the lines that's what it's going to come down to? He going to be passing the businesses down to the daughters. Is that what you gathering?
Can I be
Or am I
petty?
tripping?
Can
Go,
I be petty?
please, please, please. I put pettiness in the
So,
title for a reason.
so, just since I'm speaking for him and I'm probably lying on him, but I don't care.
Go
So
ahead.
just to let you know, I'm lying on you. He got tall daughters, so he figures nobody's gonna be ever able to hit the bottom. So I gotta give him some businesses to own, so she'll never get that feeling, of a man just, hitting that Jakku stove in the middle of your cervix. So my sons, on the other hand, they fit let me see how I can say this. They fit the black feminist stereotype model. They're tall, they're athletic,
Mm-hmm.
their daddy's rich, so they don't have to make $100,000 a year. They could just sit at home and smash them all day long and give them the money and do absolutely nothing. They can go shopping and go on trips, blah, 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 blah. But how can I say this genuinely so people could understand and not understand at the same time? But he don't think that Lexington Steele is going to be smashing his daughters from the back. So she needs a business so she can pay for being single for the rest of her life, because as long as he's alive, there will be no man that can ever be as good as her daddy. Of all of them, daddy. As a matter of fact, let me throw a monkey wrench in this while I'm being petty. In some ways, he's saying that he knows how boys are, so he knows boys are negative. But the irony of this statement is he don't say that about his stepdaddy. He didn't say his stepdaddy was running off on his mama. He never said that.
Mm.
So is it boys are a certain way, or is it his blood is a certain way? His DNA is a certain way. He's built a certain way. So he figures his sons are built a certain way. So guess what? Because whether we like to admit it or not, yeah, I'm being petty. Just for the reference, he more like Future than Russell Wilson. His dad is Russell Wilson. He's Future. So he figured his sons are Future-esque. So his daughters gonna need that money to be taken care of, because he feels like maybe it's more of him out in the world than his dad. Because he ain't trying to be his dad.
I mean, as far as it's okay. All right, it's a couple things there. True, they'll never find nobody quite like their dad, but dads who are just like superheroes, rich, successful, just can give any and everything to their daughters, that they have to grapple with the simple fact that this man that your daughter going to end up with, he'll never be you. But guess what? he can give your daughter something that you can't give her and that you don't want to give her. And she's going to find and she's going to find more value in that thing than what she's going to find in the things that you can give her. That's what that's what a rich dad like Shaq is grappling with. He understands that he got to give them everything. Because he know he got to compete with the primal urges. and so he trying to protect them from succumbing to their primal urges.
Is that 2 words or one?
I don't know. What
is it sir coming or sir coming? Like, is it 2 words or one?
I see what you did there. Jay Speed in the building. He says, Ronaldo, that's me. He called me Ronaldo because he's weird, and that's what he do. But he said, you're going to make LAR get his A spanked? Okay. So he's saying you're going to get spanked like a runaway slave when you get home. Stop trying to give him a side chick. I'm not trying to give him. I know you be speaking in your UK accent when you be shooting your shot at a net. We ain't getting in the way of that, man. That's all you, player. That's all you, player.
Let me respond in J Speed vernacular / Bobby Womack talk. For the white man with the one toothus, Ronaldo, I am home. That you don't understand that. Now, for the people with all 32 teethus, I just wanted for y'all to understand that I can actually pronunciate words and not enunciate words. Pacific and specific is 2 different words. I'm not finna get my A spanked, even though you want a net to spank yours. Ain't that right, J Speed? You want a net to spank you. I just wanted to put that out there. You've been taking Viagra and you've been going through lotion bottles for the last 3 weeks on these panels. I see the way you look at Annette, and the other ladies. I just want you to know. You kind of giving off the Shaq S vibe that you was a womanizer and you want to protect women after you been them over, but before, not so much.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You got him. J Speed is one of those womanizing, protect all women types.
Yeah. There's a reason why we call them hoteps. Yeah. Yeah.
You got him.
Yeah,
because he come up here with his cape on, defending women at all costs. But when you listen to him talk, he go to start trying to spit that game. That's the womanizers be the biggest, defenders and defenders of the honor of women, even though they didn't took the honor away from a great many of women.
Protect all women from money shots if it's not me. Okay. I understand.
Oh man. Xavier in the building says, when a woman gets pregnant, she becomes a mother. When a man gets a woman pregnant, he's a mother effer, and nobody likes a mother effer. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. He says, hail to the no. Shout out to J Speed. The J Speed E True Hollywood story. We had technical difficulties that day, but that will be coming back. We probably do it pre-recorded so it could be some good video edits and visuals and all kind of stuff going on with we will get into that. The J Speed True Hollywood stories. We'll be making a comeback. Sorry for those technical difficulties I had that day. What's up?
I'm gonna just ask a curious question.
Go ahead.
I know some of this is out of guilt, but let's just go down this rabbit hole for a second. How many of these rich guys' daughters actually made out well in the dating market?
Only one that just instantly comes to mind is Lori Harvey. That's the only one.
That ain't his daughter.
Okay, fair enough. I can't really think. Somebody said very few in the chat. I can't think of none. Where you going? You just trying to suss out who whether or not they.
Rich guys hang out with rich guys.
Okay.
And rich guys, whether they married or single, are probably every now and then smashing their rich guys' friends, sisters, and cousins of friends, or wife's friends, and this, that, and the third.
It's a rich people network. Yeah, they have like a de facto club, so to speak.
Right. And when it comes to how their daughters grow up, how can I say this? The vast majority of what I think is the vast majority of their daughters date down.
Okay.
Their daughters rich guys' daughters cannot practice hypergamy.
Rich guys' daughters cannot practice hypergamy. Oh no, hell no, they can't. They can't. Because their daddy got more money than whatever dude. That's why I said it's they don't want them to succumb to the that was funny when you said, but yeah, that's why the rich dad does not want his daughter to succumb to her primal urges. And hell, ARC told a story about that. It was I think he said it was a judge who provided the best life possible for his daughter, and then out of nowhere, the daughter was just messing with some dude who was shiftless, jobless. I guess it was some hood dude. I think that was the story. The daughter was messing with some hood dude, and then when the judge, when he met ARC at some little social gathering or party, whatever, he's like, I understand you know a lot about dating and mating and relationships, and you kind of wrote a book on that or something. I don't know, but he didn't really know the full story. It didn't sound like with ARC, but he knew enough about him. Like, I'm going to ask this guy. So he asked ARC, and ARC said that it was something along the lines of, I'm going to bet your daughter is messing with this guy, because the judge couldn't wrap his mind around why his daughter, who he's provided everything for, given her a wonderful life, and she's in school on track to be as successful as him. Why is he messing with why is she messing with this this hood dude? Why? And he said it's probably because it's sex, and he's uncompromising, and he don't take no shit from her, and he tell her what to do, and he's giving her some mind-blowing sex, and all, he's basically he's doing he's doing everything for her that the daddy can't and don't want to do for her for obvious reasons. But that's what it comes down to. And they don't want the rich dad does not want his daughter to succumb to that, to where, yes, I can provide you everything. I can give you all the tools to where you can provide all this for yourself. So they can't be hypergamous, because either with their own money that the daddy's going to get them on track to make, or the daddy's money, is unlikely they'll find a man who can ball out on them like that. So the only thing left is for them to just get with just some dude who just turning them on and piping them down right, and then they go down that rabbit hole of just being just the jump off shit for ain't shit dudes. That's the rich guy's struggle, that where he don't want his daughter to turn into just the jump off for what's the word I'm looking for, the pipe fitters, but anyway.
Plumbers.
Yeah, plumbers. That's what. Yeah.
You got two types of parents, or two types of kids, however you want to. Are you going to let them make?
Oh, and by the way, the story. Hold on, wait, real quick. The judge, the end of that story, the judge did go ask his daughter, and the daughter did repeat back basically everything the ARC said. The daughter did confirm it. That's the end. I forgot the end of the story. The daughter did confirm the story that yeah, that's exactly why. But anyway, carry on.
These guys are not letting their daughters make cutoff decisions. See, the sons might actually be better equipped for life because they got to make cutoff decisions. When you're saying I'm putting my son out, not saying that a person in this financial position is not going to take care of his son, but in essence, they understand a cutoff decision. Like, I can't call dad for X, Y, and Z though. Mm-hmm. But since daughter's going to know, I can always call dad for X, Y, and Z. So yeah, you can get they can always go back home. So they don't make cutoff decisions. They don't make decisions for a person who has nowhere to go. Mm-hmm. So ultimately, you're talking about you actually, in my opinion, you put your daughter in a bad space, because for one, she's gonna have to meet a guy that in ability that matches what you want, what you have brought to the table. But for two, and this is where it goes left with a lot of these kids, a lot of these young ladies, even the boys. You don't know how to actually cater to another human being because you've been spoiled your whole life. Mm-hmm. So that might be a life-altering, kind of ego-breaking experience that you might not be willing to deal with.
Right.
So dad already knows, look, man, my baby I didn't spoil my baby so much. She'll never make Thanksgiving dinner. Not to mention a sandwich or a bowl of cereal. Not for nobody else. So they screw. And he knows they screw. Personally, what I'm about to say is going to suck. Just caveat. He needs to give them daughters back to their mama so their mama can put them out.
I don't know about that one.
He needs to give his daughters back to their mom so their mom, because see, just like a father is going to put the son out at 18, the mom's going to be like, girl, you 20-something years old. You're not going to stay here with me. And I pay for you. No, you got to go be grown. And you're not going back to your daddy. So you got to act like you got some sense. You got to act like an adult. because you're putting adults out into the world who are not acting like adults because they can always live off their parents. You wind up like, I hate to say this, but like 50 Cent's oldest son. I hate your daddy, but because you're supposed to give me all your money. Like, that's not gonna work.
How old is 50 Cent oldest son?
He's
About
20
how old?
20
See,
something, maybe
I be forgetting
23,
some of these
25.
celebrities be old as hell. I be forgetting. Yeah. Damn. See, I didn't even know that much about that whole situation. Yeah, look, the celebrities they got a balance and act. They got a balance and act, and we reading between the lines. We reading between the lines on a lot of this stuff, and I'm hearing the pander. I'm definitely hearing the pander in what Shaq is saying. You got a good theory on why Shaq is relegated to pandering for the rest of his life. Yeah, you got a good theory on that. He says, I tell my boys when y'all 18, you all gotta go. Girls can stay as long as they want. He continues. Asked if the former athlete was sincere in his response, O'Neal replies, I'm dead serious. He says, the girls can stay as long as y'all want. Take your time, go to college, get your master's, get your doctorate. I'll pay for it. Take your time, he says. And again, with that, when I look at that, I'm like, it does to me sound like he's pouring more. He has a mindset of, I got to pour more into my daughters. And if some men do have that mindset, I guess their inclination to protect and provide and blah blah blah, they got to pour more into their daughters. You got to make sure y'all can stay up in here till you get your master's, your doctorate, your this or that, your blah blah blah. If more gets poured into daughters, then those daughters going get out there with their masters and doctorate. And if I'm extrapolating it to everybody thinking something like Shaq. Everybody, if everybody is thinking like Shaq, and boys are pushed out there at 18 and dealing with the trials and tribulations of life, and they end up like, look at how this plays out in reality. If I push my son out at 18, okay, he got to go work at some factory job somewhere, sort of like I did, doing entry-level blue-collar work. While the girl lay up getting the master's, lay up in the house getting the master's and the doctorate. You see how that's gonna play out?
Mm-hmm.
Like if girls get taken care of like that, and boys are pushed out, you a man, go be a man. Then fast forward, it's going to be girls with masters and PhDs and doing well, and we're so the moral of the story is, where will the men be that you would want your daughters to marry? You want them to marry a career entry-level factory worker that got kicked out the house at 18? Is that who you want your daughter to end up with? But that's the if you extrapolate his ideology to everybody and everybody did it, that's what will end up happening.
That's what's happening now.
All right, that's exactly that's the plane that I've been low key right. When we started the show, when I said okay, we're gonna talk about this, that was the destination I was headed to. I didn't want to just throw that out there from the beginning, but this is where I saw the plane landing. That's sort of what's happening now. Go ahead.
And the men are still making more than the women, and the families are still losing their money investing in the women. So guess what's happening? These same men and women, these same families, these same support system have to wrestle with the fact that, man, we put all of this into the women and the little girls, and we left the boys out in the wilderness, and these boys came back actually with something, and these girls came back with a bad attitude, and this is just a family version of you slept your way to the top. So now,
hold on, back up. I don't think it's a what version of you slept your way to the top?
It's a family version of a woman sleeping her way to the top.
Explain.
These families keep investing in the girls, and they're giving them positions in life that they didn't actually earn or work for. Because whether we like to believe it or not, all of these girls ain't smart. All these girls ain't geniuses. All these girls ain't getting academic scholarships. The bulk of these girls are screw ups, just like the boys. The difference is the boys have harder consequences. So you just keep giving and giving and giving and giving because, I love my baby. My baby girl is an angel, even though I caught her on his porno. I'm going to throw that to the side, though. But we're going to keep investing in her and make her better because she's not going to need a man. Thus, you're treating her like a female at a job who slept her way to the top and actually doesn't have the skills to become an adult. And the boys that you threw out in the wilderness come back and they have the skills to be an adult and maintain being an adult. But they're not trying to deal with your daughter, but more so, they're not trying to deal with your family. Because whether we like to admit it or not, a lot of these young men and grown men, they can deal with your, how can I say this? They can deal with your bad parented daughter. They can't deal with you bad parents being involved with your bad parenting daughter as an adult because they're not going to take care of you. You can't throw the boys into the wilderness and then they come back and take care of you when you raise the daughter to say you don't need men. You don't get a severance package from this guy also. So this is like Shaq knows this is where we're at. Shaq has been taking care of his mother and his family since he hit the pros. He knows what he's setting his sons up for. If he gets his sons into that position, man, you'll take care of your family and somebody else's family and somebody else's family. But here's the question. And I'm gonna be, y'all forgot not too long ago, Shaq, when Kobe died, Shaq's sister died. And I remember the story of him being in a Walmart and Shaq's got a big heart. Let's never forget that. He's a great human being as far as his philanthropy. He's a great human being. But he said a guy walked up to him and asked him, how you doing? And that hit him because nobody really asked him how he's doing. He's always doing for other people. So he took care of the guy in Walmart. He takes care of a lot of people in Walmart all the time. But he brought that out to say, man, it was one of those things where somebody actually reached out and cared for him. And he just wanted to thank the brother. The reason I bring that into the mix is we're raising our sons to care for everybody and expect not to be cared for anybody. And you can't do that with guys who don't have Shaq's money.
Man.
Yeah,
no, good. Yeah, good stuff. Good points. Let me well, hold on. Let me get to the super chat right here. Leo Anthony in the building with the $10 super chat. I do appreciate that. He says Shaq is having his daughters grow up super spoiled, and when they get older, they not going to easily find a man. They won't need one. He said they know they won't easily find a man on their father's level. Now, they ain't finding that. They won't easily find a man on their father's level as far as income, so they will always look down on the men they date. Absolutely. No, that's... Go ahead.
Okay, buckle up.
I've been strapped in. Like, we good.
So what happens when D Wade takes the same mentality with his son daughter?
I'm unbuckling. I'm getting the hell up out of here.
I mean, what's the what's the dynamic with that? When your brother said he's a girl, and now dad said, "Look, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna take care of your brother, sister, as long as she stays in the house, but you gotta go." And you sitting there looking, Daddy, he's a boy. He's not a boy. He said he's not a boy. I'm a boy. He's a boy. His birth certificate say boy. My birth certificate say boy. What are we gonna do now? You can't let him stay.
Hey, I was going to save this clip that I'm about to put on the screen for when for me and Hood Conservative. Hold on. When I do the show on Saturday with Hood Conservative, I was gonna save it for this one. Okay, hold on, real quick. All right, I'm slipping. It's loosely related to you randomly bringing up Dwayne Wade's son, daughter. We gonna get it right. We're gonna call it by the her by the proper pronouns. We ain't playing around with that one today. We're gonna address her by the proper pronouns. But this is some funny shit that somebody sent me this. I don't know why they sent it to me. I almost wish they hadn't sent it to me, but they sent it to me. And so we about to we about to just get weirded out real quick by this. Okay, hold on. I want to refresh so we can make sure it go from the beginning. Damn it, why it ain't playing? Should be able to hear it. Okay, here we go.
Children are not receiving affordable gender reassignment surgery along with hormone blockers and access to abortions. This alone is a threat to our democracy. It just shows that you people do not care about our children, and that these are the same people who refuse to obey the science and get fully vaccinated. It's science, people. Science. Science.
All right. Don't Don't ask me why I felt the need to just play that when you just brought up Dwayne Wade, son. It just somebody sent me a clip of somebody crying about our children not getting proper access to affordable gender reassignment surgery, and I just felt the need to share it.
I don't know if that dude was a girl. Is like she is like a Mardi Gras punk rocker. I mean, I don't get it with all the colors, but that's a whole nother story. The question entails, so what happens? Oh, I'm sorry, Bernard.
Go ahead.
So what happens, when Dwayne Wade, like he said, his Sauter dates Dunn, does she have to provide for him like his daddy provided for him, even though the Dunn should provide for the Sauter?
No, that's how it is. Okay. If Dwayne Wade's daughter, who was born a son, dates I think he is dating a boy who was born a girl. So I think no.
Yeah.
The girl born person is supposed to be the protector and the provider in that relationship.
So he could put her on child support if they had kids.
I believe so. I don't know. Somebody asked me to drop the link to that weirdness. I don't know what you're gonna do with this link. I don't know why you want it. Wait, hold on. That first link, ignore that one. That's the one to the Shaq article. Ignore. You don't gotta ignore it, but that's the one to the Shaq article. This one is the link to the guy who maybe y'all didn't catch it right at the beginning because the audio was kind of cut at the beginning because I didn't have it rolling properly. But yeah, he was screaming about our children having access to affordable gender reassignment surgery. But you raised an interesting question on the dynamics of that. The Dwayne Wade view Zaya in that same way, like his other sons. They got to get pushed out, like how with Shaq talking about. But Zaya, because he's decided he's a girl, you get to stay around and stay in the house and not get pushed out into the world, and got to wait for a strong, upright gentleman to come to swoop her up and be there to protect and provide for her and deliver and provide everything for him that Dwayne Wade is providing for him.
I'm going somewhere. I'm gonna land this plane.
Go ahead and get there.
Just for the record, just going back to the Shaq thing. See, he wants his daughters to go to college, get an education. College is a hotbed for rainbowism. So what happens when his daughter come back with a girlfriend that wear jeans? Can they both stay? Because we know that, years ago there was an article about there are more ladies, who swing both ways or the other way than there's ever been of all time. So it's like, they admitted it's like 20% or whatever, 20 plus 25%, something like that. I
Something
would think
like
it's
that,
probably
yeah.
up to 30 to 40 now. So if you may not be able to find a guy to fill your shoes because your daughter can't practice hypergamy, but can Brittany Griner take your daughter off your hands? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or are you going to let her, like, I just, or you going to protect and provide for both of them technically because they are, but they ain't, but they, like, see, we got to, like, these type of things are going to happen. I'm sorry.
If Brittany Griner when Zaya turned 18, when Zaya Wade turned 18, if Brittany Griner come holler at her, that'd be the funniest shit ever. You ain't worth shit. You ain't shit.
It's a curious but legitimate, but it's a question.
Oh,
it's a question nonetheless. Just saying. I'm just saying. See, your son.
Brittany Griner has a history of domestic violence in her relationships too.
That's not that. No.
Well, that can't get averaged into the equation.
No.
That this boy with Dwayne Wade's genetics, who's calling himself a woman.
No, I was talking about Shaq's daughters.
You said Brittany Griner.
Yeah, what could a Brittany Griner actually take care of Shaq's daughters? Is he gonna still take care of them? See what I'm saying?
Oh,
because they're in college. They got to go to college to get their masters and their masters and their PhD. And at college, it's a lot of fish licking going on. So it's finger licking good. She might not find the man of her dreams, but could she find the
one man of her dreams?
There you go.
That would be
not a Dwayne Wade thing. That is hilarious, by the way. That is hilarious. Like, I mean,
I'm just trying to think of a lot of these relationships. How do they play out? Okay, let's go down that rabbit hole that I thought you was going down. I'm going down a different rabbit hole. If a Brittany Griner type woman, okay, get with Zaya Wade when Zaya Wade turns 18. Okay, it's all legal. Everybody over 18. Okay, this is somebody who's genetically a man with Dwayne Wade's genetics, with this 6'8" woman who has a history of domestic violence. I wonder how that could, because it's undeniable. You could just look at the pictures, the optics. Brittany Griner is the man in that relationship. But can she whip Zaya Wade's ass?
You don't understand something.
That's the question I want to know.
That little boy gonna be the size of Magic Johnson's son. It's not gonna be that easy.
Brittany, she have her work cut out.
Listen. She gonna be
Brittany Griner.
Brittany Griner don't got arms and shoulders. That little like there will be no real dress that can fit that boy, girl. Okay, he's gonna be Joanna Man. He gonna be swole up, just genetically alone. He's gonna be at least 6'4", 215. Don't get him twisted. He might do cartwheels and splits, but he gonna be a big dude.
Yeah. He
might be the size of, I hate to say this, if he dates Brittany Griner, he might be the size of Derrick Henry by then. He ain't hit puberty yet.
Right. I've seen, this was a long time ago on World Star, and any woman who got into a fight with a gay dude could tell you this. You think they soft, delicate, and all of that stuff? Nah, them gay dudes get into a fight. Like they don't be throwing calculated punches. They don't be no good 1-2s. No. They be still throwing wild windmill punches like women, but them windmill punches be having man strength behind them. I done seen some gay dudes beat the shit out of a woman after the club. I mean, she was all talking that just she thought because he was gay she could beat him up. No, he whooped her ass and ain't hold nothing back. As far as he was concerned, it was 2 women. It was even. He whooped her ass. He ain't taking nothing off them windmill punches. It was like,
he's swinging like, what is that old boy name? Is it Carlos Maidana? With that wild overhand right. The dude, the one that fought Mayweather. He got a wild
Marcos Maidana.
Marcos Maidana.
And he gave Mayweather a good run in that first fight. Yeah.
He gonna get, girl, he hit me like Madonna. Woman stuttering, she gonna need a grill.
That is so horrible. Knock that wig right off.
Yeah. Domestic violence has chivalry in the middle of it. So it's not necessarily domestic violence in that way. It's just a fight. Think about it. They've had UFC fights like that already. Now, just because the girl got her skull fractured, it's still legal.
Mm-hmm. You talking how they trying to put the unisex MMA and all of that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
just because.
That's bad. That's bad. That's Me and Hood Conservative talked a lot about that too. How it's like they don't care. I saw a clip where they're basically on some, no, we taking over women's spaces. We don't, because somebody made the argument that if trans women who are born men, they start getting into female sports, you do realize that y'all are going to take over female sports to the point to where there will be no female sports. There will be no women's spaces. There will be no places where women can thrive. And they basically said, so? Oh no, they said, but no, they didn't say so. That's my interpretation of what they said. What they actually said was, we're women too. So, and with this, basically, they're basically saying that no, we about to be out there dunking on these hoes. That's basically what they said. That's basically what they said. That's basically what they said. We are dunking on these bitches. We don't care.
So since we're gonna go down this rabbit hole, since we can use an actual example that we just used, so you're telling me Dwayne Wade's sorta could be the starting shooting guard. Hey, look, Trick, like
man, he got.
Hey, look.
He got Dwayne Wade's genetics. I mean, she got Dwayne Wade's man genetics. If they let trans women in the WNBA, it's gonna be a 6'4" Dwayne Wade out there averaging 71 points, 37 rebounds, in 19 blocks per game.
I forgot the lady's name who played at Louisiana Tech. She's an actual basketball legend. I'm sorry I forgot her name. But you trying to tell me, her, Cheryl Miller, Cynthia Cooper,
ain't got shit
Cheryl Swoops, Ace, Candace Parker, and Zaya Wade. Like, oh man, he came out averaging a triple-double,
and not
52 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists, because
no, hold on, no, you got it wrong. He ain't gonna average a points, rebounds, assists triple-double. He gonna average a points, rebounds, blocks triple-double. Let's get. I ain't passing in their ass. he ain't put down all that. I'm averaging 63 points, 37 rebounds, and 18 blocks.
I'm about to be trifling. I'm about to be trifling. So just hypothetically speaking, if we was in a multiverse, right? So the only man that could take care of him would be Jason Collins.
What? Hold on, back up. What's going on? What'd you say?
So just a little. The only man that could take care of her would be Jason Collins. You know.
What you mean by take care of him?
You remember Jason Collins?
I know who Jason Collins. That's an NBA player who basically announced at the end of his career that he was. I think he had finally retired. Like the day that he retired, he announced, "I've been gay all that time." Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So hypothetically speaking, if Zaya became the Wilt Chamberlain of the WNBA, the only man that can probably take care of him would be Jason Collins, like a Jason Collins-esque NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
That's his only option. Or Lil Nas X. You see, I'm totally going left now.
The reason I didn't know where you was going, we was talking about the dynamics of the basketball court. You said only one could take care of them with Jason Collins. So are you talking about like are you circling it back to like what do you mean by take care of? You talking about like in a
the only protector he can protect and provider could be only a Jason Collins.
Yeah. Okay. It gotta be somebody. You gotta be gay, and he gotta be big enough and strong enough to not get his ass whooped, and he got NBA money. So that would be that would be the ideal mate. That's what you're getting at. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Oh man.
Y'all putting these ladies in the trick bag. I'm just letting y'all know. You're putting them in the trick bag. Shaq putting his daughters in the trick bag because they like 6'4". And he's gonna take care of them until they pass. And I gotta give a shout out to Sergeant Willie P for actually saying this because I saw his video about this. He was like, the black elite are horrible at networking, especially when it comes to kids. If y'all all rich and y'all got rich kids, y'all should be able to hook y'all rich kids up with your friends' rich kids.
Yeah.
But now
that's how they.
Yeah.
That's how they keep the money. I mean, it was. I don't think it was originally a Jay-Z line, but I think he lifted it from somebody where, you know, my seed, marry your seed, keep the Carter money in the family, something like that. But yeah, that's how other people do it. It's like a class system of marriage, de facto arranged marriages, not full blown, just you marrying him. It is what it is, but it's like a de facto arranged marriage. You know, that's sort of what rich people of other races do. Yeah. That's definitely a thing.
There's no Jack and Jill for athletes and entertainers. That's the
Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill. You know, the Jack and Jill, the bougie, cotillion ball. Daddy's a doctor, mama's a whatever. You know what I'm saying? One family's daddy's a doctor, one family daddy's an engineer. You're both upper middle class or upper class, and you get your kids together, you know, because you all work from, you know, academia through STEM or whatever, and became well off. But with sports and entertainment, there's no Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
You know? We tried it, but, you know, yeah, NBA Youngboy and Floyd Mayweather daughter did not make a good couple.
I was just about to say and this, you know, it's because they made their money in a different way, so they don't got the mindset, you know, that has a lot to do with it. That has a lot to do with it. A lot of our rich they don't make their money like that, you know. I just recently watched some documentary. It's a documentary. I think it's on Netflix. Talk about black upper middle class or black upper class and all of that, and you could sort of see a splash of that. You could sort of see like a little small splash of you know, the early stages of of an old boy network for black people. You know, you can kind of see that going on because they weren't highlighting athletes or rappers. They were highlighting black people who made their money through business, you know, like normal people do when they get rich. And when you make your money through that way, you do have a different mindset versus somebody who, you know, was tall and could dunk on people, or was, you know, started rapping in his basement at 14 and got signed at 19 and was rich by 2021. His mind is not like the person who built it. You know, some of them are, and you do see that. You do see them, you know, extrapolated into business success later on. You know, Rick Ross owned like 1,000 wing stops or something like that. I don't know. So you get some of them that they do dabble into that business aspect of it, but even then they made fast money still, so they don't got the exact mentality of the people that built it up. Go ahead. I see something brewing up there. You got something brewing.
Even when it comes to this daughter thing, whether you're businessman or you're outside of business, for some odd reason, you know, just by the looks of it, these guys don't have a problem with their daughters marrying out. See, you've seen a lot of rich guys' daughters marry non-black men. Now, the interesting thing about it is
daughters marrying non-black.
A lot of rich black guys' daughters marry non-black men. See, they have a problem taking care of a brother coming from a certain family, but other, not so much.
Because somewhere in the mind, see, this is how messed up we think. Because he's white, that promotes and elevates him to where it's like you're not marrying into nothing. You know, okay, his daddy and his mama probably graduated college and got, you know, normal careers. Got little normal careers. They don't got empires. They got normal careers. They make decent money. They doing well. But at the end of the day, this dude is just a dude. That's it. He just a dude who got the skills to go and get a good job. That's it. So basically, that money, that money that was generated, in a lot of cases, you know, by that black man who got rich and then had a black daughter, and then now she's off. She's gonna get with, you know, you're gonna marry a white dude, and yeah, you know, that white dude and their lineage and his lineage that he's creating with that daughter and his, you know, family to some degree by extension. Yeah, they're gonna benefit from that that hip hop or dunking on people money. They're gonna benefit from it. It is what it is.
In name alone too.
Say that again.
In name alone too.
Oh yeah, that part too.
My wife's dad is such and such.
Since we going down this, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I said, since we going down this type of rabbit hole, who do you think Barack Obama's daughters are more than likely going to marry? White men. They're gonna marry white dudes. Can we generally agree that that's probably what it's going to be? Okay.
Now one of Joe Biden's sons?
If Hunter Biden and Sasha Obama end up married, that would be the keeping it in the family type of power play. But damn. But follow me down this rabbit hole. This is going to happen, and keep in mind, this is going to happen in the future. I do believe at some point in the future, all this race stuff that we talk about is going to be irrelevant. But those kids who are Brock's kids who are already 25% white, when they marry somebody who's 100% white, my math is bad. They're going to produce some what percentage white kids?
Would that finally be 50?
If 25, no. If 25 mixed with 100%, then that means they're going to be more than 50% white. Somewhere in the 60s.
Okay.
All right, they're like 65% white. And then and well, damn, they won't. He only got daughters, so they won't carry the name Obama. The rabbit hole I was going down, I was going to be like, some 50 years from now, we're going to be looking at the lineage of Obama's legacy, and it was everybody was going to be looking white. That's all I was going to say. The first black president, his the great grandkids of Obama going to look 100% white.
What was the Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife? Wasn't she a Kennedy? If I'm not mistaken, she was a Kennedy, right?
Arnold Schwarzenegger wife? Yeah, I believe so.
It's thank you,
thank you, Saladim El Rahim. He said it'll be 32%. I said it's going to be over 60. I put it at 65%, but I think he's getting the math right that they will be 67.5% white. The Obama grandkids will be 67.5% white, and then going forward, there will be the next generation will be well into the over 85% white or something like that. So long story short, yeah, go ahead.
Isn't that like didn't Bob Johnson's daughter get married to a white guy? So ultimately, yeah, I believe so. Because
they're figuring out more creative ways to take wealth from
I mean,
they just can't go burn down Black Wall Street now, but we gonna get you. We gonna marry our kids to your kids.
Because rich black men's daughter are not really beheld to the BBC. I'm just saying. They don't need it like that. They got the big bank account, so they don't even care. So we not holding them. I mean, the rich white dudes' daughters like the BBC, but rich black dude. Listen, man. I'm about to be trifling.
Go ahead.
As I've been, and I alluded to this earlier. No man who's been womanizing wants to ever picture his daughter in that position. Ever. You don't want to think of your daughter being bent up the way you bent a bunch of women up. Because all these guys have daughters, and here's the problem. The same guys, I hate to say this, the same guys that are womanizers, their friends are womanizers too. Birds of a feather flock together. So no, I don't want your son dating my daughter because your son act just like you, and what we was doing when we was kicking it, you're not going to do that to my baby, even though we was doing that to the girls in your family too.
I agree. That's what you just explained is part of the reason why I didn't want no daughters, because the cold, hard, brutal fact, no matter how much you love your daughter, your daddy's little princess, little angel, no matter what, eventually there's going to come a day where some nappy head, ashy, crusty mother is going to have her ankles behind her head and just doing all kinds of obscene things to her. And your little princess, daddy's little girl, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You gotta every day as a father, from the time you start bouncing her on your knee, and it works. You know that day is coming. You know it's coming.
Daddy bought you a nice car that your boyfriend can't afford because he knows that your boyfriend can never make you as comfortable financially as your dad.
Yeah, but he gonna leave some cum stains in that car.
But he ain't gonna get the keys. He ain't gonna be on the insurance. He ain't gonna be on the lease. I'm about to be trifling. This ain't finna be pretty. You don't want your daughter to wind up with Nicki Minaj's husband.
Right. Agreed.
Especially when it comes to your money.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna do everything in your power to, you're gonna take them out to eat at the finest of restaurants. And say, oh, you know what, this bill, oh yeah, I got that. You're gonna treat them like you're on the Sopranos. You're like, yeah, we go eat $1,000 dinners all the time, 4 times a week. Yes, we do, no problem. But I'm only gonna be around here once a week. Now them other 3 days, you got to handle that, boss.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna a lot of these guys, you financially run guys off. You don't physically run them off. Because they're gonna keep the kid anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So there's gonna be a problem. Oh, and by the way, because this is the Black Manosphere, let's do this.
Right on.
You didn't, what these guys aren't saying about throwing the guys, putting the boys out at 18 is, I need you to make enough money to take care of your sister because I sabotaged her love life, or to take care of your sister's kids because I sabotaged her love life, because ain't nobody gonna come close. So I need you to be, when I die and I can't be her husband daddy no more, I need you to be a husband brother. So I need you to do well enough that you can take care of your woman and your side chicks and your sister.
Yeah, but okay. In Shaq's case, taking it back to Shaq, in Shaq's case, the way that he teaches his sons to do that is, I don't think it's the throwing them out at 18 thing. I think it's basically saying, okay, at 18, I'm gonna let you go off to college. I'm gonna let you get. In fact, I'm gonna let you go get a business degree. Just go get a bachelor's. No, not in bachelor. Go get a master's in business, and then come back. And then now you're going to shadow me. I'm already going to have you doing that part time in the summers, and when you don't got your schooling, but you're basically going to shadow me. Everything I do, you're going to do. Every meeting I go to, you're going to go to it. Every conference, I don't care if it's a conference call, Zoom meeting, remote meeting, business, man, everything I do, every I dot, every T I cross, you're going to sit next to me and you're going to dot that I, you're going to cross that T. I'm going to teach you how to run the business. Now you can take care of your trifling sister who I babied and coddled. You can take care of her. You can take care of her ain't shit dude if you feel the need to, or you'll have because you gonna manage all this money. I'm gonna show you how to manage all this money to perfection. So you're gonna be making the call. You're gonna basically be the patriarch. You're gonna be making you gonna be the one running this in position to say, nah, sis, that dude ain't touching none of this that we got going on over here. You got to get him out of here. If you want to go mess with him, I can cut you off from this money because daddy showed me how to run it in management. But when I read that article, and it's going back to what I said before, I think that he's going to position his daughters to run and manage the company, and going to tell his sons that you got to go and do your own thing. The daughters, I'm going to make sure my daughters are taken care of. You on your own, and then the daughter's going to be looking down their nose at the sons like, daddy ain't pick you to run and manage it. You was the one who was 6'9". It ain't my fault you ain't make it to the NBA. So don't come here asking me for the money after daddy gone. You should have did something with your 6'9" talent. They going to be coming at him like that. And daddy says you had to build your own. Why you ain't built it? Go ahead, man. That's what I see happening here.
Unfortunately, that's probably what's gonna happen, and it has a logical explanation, because that doesn't necessarily work on a normal basis. How long you think these guys are like preachers? When it comes to business, you supposed to give the church up to the next up and coming pastor, but you don't. He gonna wind up shadowing you for 27 years until you have a stroke, and then you gonna take. These sons are not gonna be sitting there waiting. Yeah, you're gonna shadow me, son, and then I'm gonna give you the business. No, you're not. You're gonna tell them, you're still young. You need to go ahead, live a little bit, get that out of your system. You got it out of your system, and you need to get a family, get responsible, take care of some things, and then I can, I showed you the business, but you're not responsible enough. And then you're gonna have that beef. Well, Dad, you gave our sister the business, and she got 2 babies by 2 different dudes, and she went to school for 13 years straight because she kept failing because you kept playing. But how the hell is she responsible? Well, it's different because she's a girl. You got to give her time, and she can be responsible. Like, okay, you know what? You full of it. You full of it. But to circumvent that, what these guys would have to do is, Dad, if you keep giving the business to the daughter, she's gonna give it back to her mama.
That's how that mama gonna come back she gonna get that money in the end anyway. Either way.
She's gonna give it back to the mom, and all that queen talk gonna go out the window. Look, now I did her wrong, but that bitch is not gonna get all this money. She didn't got enough. Well, I mean, you de facto, and this is where these guys mess up. You de facto make your family a matriarchy by doing that.
Yep.
But you forget you done already got half taken already, and you're gonna give the other half back to the same person that took the half in the end, and you're gonna leave your boy out to figure it out.
Man.
Because he ain't gonna get it. Because mama gonna go right through. You a grown man. And she gonna hit you with, this my money. How did you got post-divorce business money? How is that your money? Like, people in Shaq's position, though they try to empower their daughters,
mm-hmm.
The problem with empowerment is you're giving power to people who cannot handle the stress of being in power because you sheltered them so long that they're primed for a takeover. So a person like Shaq, he says he does a lot of joint ventures. You think if you put your daughter at the helm, these people are not going to look at her like lunch? Or your daughter's at the helm, they're going to look at them like lunch. If we could split these daughters apart, we can get one of them to sell because they're tired of all the arguments, because all of them ain't going to be together. One of them going to want to shop and travel for the rest of her life. There you go. We got one out the way. Now we got these two fighting. We're going to stress one of them out until they have a heart attack. And then it's going to be all about family. And they still, and the boys can't come back because guess what? You didn't give them the business. You didn't give them the access to the business. You let the girls do it. Just because you can say women are smarter than men, but women can't handle stress and pressure like men. They're fold. I don't know why we try to play this role like these women are strong and they're empowered. These women take off for stress all the time. And one thing that big business is stressful. So whether you like it or not, you can plan as much as you want. If you've never actually raised your kids to deal with high pressure situations, and that's what the boys are probably be more equipped for, because you threw them out at 18. They got to make tough decisions. Mm-hmm. Your daughter, on the other hand, can always, well, if I blow this, we still got daddy money. He's still going to die. He's still looking out for us after death. He still take care of the kids if the kids die after he dead. So we straight regardless. If anybody remembers the story that 50 Cent talked about his oldest son's mother, he said he got like an $80 million check from Reebok. And she was like, well, why don't you quit now? We got all the money we need. Like, why don't you just quit? And he was like, no, like, what are you talking about? I didn't get in to get a big check and quit. I'm going to keep going. That was part of their falling out. Because a lot of these women have a backup plan. You got to think about people like Jeff Bezos. Him and his wife got divorced. She's a super philanthropist now. She's like, hey, Jeff, I appreciate all them billies. Look, I'm with $100 million here to you. She making it rain on HBCUs and pets and whales abroad. Like, she's not. Jeff's sitting there like, God damn, like, you gonna just give everything? Like, everything? Like, because they don't really, she's liking that.
Yeah.
She's liking that.
Yeah. All right, man. We closing. Well, hold on real quick. I see Black Wolf Inc. just came through with the super chat. He says, "Salute, fellas, and one love to LAR, who looks real tough with his Afro puff." Huh?
Rage, rock on with your bad self. That was a song. Remember that?
I know, but he said you look tough with your Afro puff. I don't think you've had an Afro puff since you was born.
I'm representing the woo right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Is he talking? Okay. He's referencing. Okay, got it. He's referencing. Okay, all right.
Marvin.
Cool. All right, threw me off. When I said when he say somebody rocking tough with the Afro puff, I'm thinking they got an actual Afro puff on their head, and I'm like, LAR, you've been bald since like '97, haven't you?
About 7 days after I came out the womb, I've got that Lex Luthor thing going.
Gotcha. Yeah. But anyway, he says, "Nice cut, LAR." Salute. He said, "Nice cut, LAR." Salute, Captain Marlon Waynes. I don't know who Captain Marlon Waynes. See, I don't know what Black Wolf owned today, but he said, "Play my music." I do got a official greeting track for Black Wolf Inc. in the building. Shout out to Black Wolf. All right, it is 12:05. So I do got to slide up out of here. But before I roll out, I do, because I'm real bad at promoting and advertising stuff. But I'm going to be in Philly at the Black Manosphere meetup presents the Mumia Obsidian Ali experience. I will be there. Ike, who's going to be on my show tomorrow. At least I think. I got to check my schedule. Ike is going to be there. Shining Rose, Theo Waff, Obsidian is going to be there, and there's going to be some big name special guests there. They're keeping it on the low about the big name special guests who will be there, but it will be an event just as big, just as bigger and better as the original Black Manosphere meetup is going to be going down in Philly. I will be speaking at that event. RM, if you're listening, drop the website link to where people can go to the website, check it out, and buy their tickets to attend the event. And while I'm in the middle of while the link is being dropped to that, we're gonna play this and we're gonna get up out of here. All right, and RM as always, Johnny on the spot. Got the link ready to go. Make sure y'all click those links. Make sure y'all check that out before we get out of here. Because actually, I got to go take my hoopty to the shop. I got to take my car to the shop. I got to put me at 12:30. So I do got to get up out of here. But LAR, you got anything for us before we get out of here? Any final words before we get up out of here?
Thanks for having me. And y'all could date Angela Simmons right now, if you know what I'm saying, if y'all still on that Shaq side of the game, because that's what happened with them daughters.
All right.
All you.
All right, y'all, we are out of here.